sportsday.com in the events section.
Sports Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
The biggest key in an offense probably just to have that balance and being able to run when you want, being able to pass when you want, and run and play action off your run plays. So it's huge, and it's awesome to have an offense coordinator with that creativeness. And
they missed the shock plays from Deuce Vaughn, but we all knew that was going to be the case. And yet they've kind of made up for that in other areas with DJ Giddens, you know. But I just think Will Howard's a winner, man.
Excellent offense, excellent play caller. Schematically, there's a lot of things to stress you. 21 points in plays Saturday in both conference games. They've shown the ability to be dynamic.
Missed some opportunities throughout the game, and so I just got to put us in better positions and making better decisions so that the guys can go out there and work for me and make plays down the field. Yeah, I mean, I just haven't played very, very good to start the season, so I think if I start playing better, everybody will start playing better.
Because I don't know if you can rely on Kadarius Toney to be healthy or do the right things or, you know, stay healthy throughout the season. So I worry about them from that aspect. There's a lot on Mahomes, but defense is the real deal. Defense is the real deal. They played good for 4 weeks straight. They can run the ball a little this year.
We're still very confident in what we have. We have to be better. We can't. How many touchdowns? We scored three touchdowns. That's not near good enough. So we got a ways to go.
Nardi on the mound. His pitch, swinging a high fly out toward right field. Sanchez watches as it sails over the wall for a grand slam.
3-2, swinging a liner back up the middle and through for a hit. Skipped under the glove of Peralta. Perdomo is in. Here comes Carroll. He scores and taking second is Marte. And the Diamondbacks have taken the lead.
Now 2 outs. Carter the batter with the runner at third. And that one is swung on and hit deep to right. Way back there. That ball is history. The kid has done it again. Evan Carter with a laser 2-run homer. The Rangers lead 4-0.
Maybe that's the reason I didn't win the Tiger Ball Fantasy Baseball Championship. I have no idea who Evan Carter is. Maybe he should have been on my team. That would have helped a little bit. Not in the postseason, though. Welcome to Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM, the talk of the town. Welcome in, man. We're winding in another week. It's a Thursday program today, and our guest lineup is solid as always. Well, except for Wags. No, I'm just kidding. Wags is going to be on today. The voice of the Indians, Gary Wagner, his 4-1 team that he covers, taking on Southwestern Heights tomorrow night. Mike Corson, well, he's back. He goes on for Panther Sports with Grape and Girls tennis coach Zach Bartle, and some guests are scheduled today.
Got the seniors coming in, so Kaylin Wallmeyer, Sam Mayers, and Taylor Lashley.
All right, looking forward to that. And here in just a little bit, we'll start off with Great Bend Panther football coach Aaron Beck. Wonder what's going to be talking about tomorrow, Aaron. Is it a big game tomorrow?
Yeah, it might be heading to the undefeated current WAC or current conference champion Liberals home.
Do they still call it the burial grounds, or are they allowed to do that anymore?
They're kind of bringing it back. There hasn't necessarily been the burial grounds the past few years. You kind of go in there and you can't stomp all over the burial grounds, but they're stiffening it up. 5-0 for the first time since 1999 out in Liberal. It's going to be a fun game. It's
big boy game tomorrow night. Also with Coach Beck will be junior offensive lineman, defensive lineman Aiden Davidson, and sophomore O-lineman and linebacker Trent Kern.
It's like Death Valley. Back when Liberal was the team in all of Kansas, when I was growing up, to hear the burial grounds, it's like, I got to go out there someday. And you go out there, it's just a football field.
A football field that's like a quarter mile away from the away locker room on gravel.
That must have been really tough that's the second time this week you've mentioned that, how far it was for a big, strapping offensive lineman to walk all the way out there.
The bad part wasn't the distance, but you heard me mention Missouri Southern, you have to walk a long way. That's at least on solid ground. The walk from Liberal when I was there was on broken rock, like your cleats find little holes in the gap between the rocks. And
it's all part of the plan, man. It's all
They
part
try
of
to
the
get
plan.
your ankles all wonky before you even step on the field.
Yeah, homecoming, they go out there and just break glass bottles all over that too. You know,
and
that was part of the tradition instead of a bonfire.
That's also what Great Bend is heading into is the Liberal homecoming. So it's gonna be a big night.
Oh, but they'll be distracted by the homecoming activities.
That clearly was the case when Great Bend hosted Southeast for homecoming.
It worked. Okay, let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours or so. Ben Sinnott, the tight end for Kansas State. They play tomorrow night, knows the offense will need to execute. Of course they will. They're taking on Oklahoma State on the road. And the voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, talking about his impressions of K-State so far. And I think that's going to be there. I mean, even in high school football, it's even more magnified. But you lose a great player who can take it to the house on any play. Yeah, it's nice to have a guy who can rush for 200 yards, but I'd like that 200 yards to be like on 4 carries. And maybe, a couple passes out of the backfield for 75 yards and a TD. You lose Deuce Vaughn, man. That's a big player to lose. That's something they're kind of working through here early in the season.
So many teams that control the ground attack are going to speed up the games, get that early lead, and can kind of hang on to it. I like his running style. But shout out to all the announcers. No K-State score, please. People want to listen to the local games, but we might be DVRing the game to watch afterwards.
So
that's what the terrible to play.
What
on
are you going to do?
I was thinking I would give little score updates whenever I could, just the public at large.
So they keep listening to you.
Exactly. That way they don't have to change and find a new radio station, catch the K-State score. They can stay tuned into me and Randy Wetzel on the call. We'll have your K-State, Oklahoma State updates.
There you go. See?
Spoiler alert.
Lance Leipold talking they've got to be sharp against UCF. Of course they do. Jalen Daniels, any updates?
From what I've heard, he's still not practicing. It seems like KU's going to be rolling with Bean at quarterback.
I think that's what they've got to do at this point. So
heard a little bit of his show last night, and evidently he was late coming in, and he had a great line. He said, "It's Wednesday out there, but driving more like Sunday drivers tonight." I thought that was awesome for a Division I coach to come on and say how bad Kansas drivers are.
Maybe he got stopped on the way in. We don't know that.
No, he said it was the traffic that almost made him late. Brian Haney was scared he was going to do it alone.
Well, don't you figure out that you leave a little bit early? Lawrence traffic is awful. It's a big town that's just...
He had to make a stop down Mass Street, pick up a few things before he came, and it just turned into a mess.
Keanu Reeves was in town.
Oh. Patrick Mahomes. When I start playing better, everyone else will start playing better. I don't think he's played great here early in the season. But again, okay, what comes first? Does it come the receiver or the quarterback? Or the quarterback or the receiver? Who makes who?
Some people have forgotten Eric Bieniemy is no longer there. Is there any correlation to Bieniemy not being the offensive coordinator?
I think with the way Washington's offense has looked, you can definitely say Bieniemy maybe did deserve to get a little more credit.
If Andy Reid puts down that giant card and doesn't put it in front of his face, I will be convinced that he's not calling the plays in Kansas City. Okay?
And I'm not saying Bieniemy wasn't calling it.
I'd be curious on who Eric Bieniemy was talking to.
Yeah, and that's
because they'd be talking at the same time.
If he's talking to Mahomes, kind of telling what he's seeing, if he's giving Andy Reid input on how he's reading the defense, what he thinks the defense is giving.
At the same time, they're talking at the same time.
No, but Bieniemy could be telling Reid, and then that influences what Mahomes is being told by Coach Reid, whoever had the direct contact with the quarterback in that situation. But
we're talking about who was calling the plays in Kansas City last year, the year before that, the year before that.
I'll say it's just quarterback talk. It was a smart comment. What's he supposed to say? So he had one bad game against the Jets, maybe early in the season too, but he's still
he's
above
not going to come
average.
out. That's okay. A guy broke left instead of going right where the ball should have been.
I threw it where he was supposed to be.
These guys can't catch a cold.
Skillet.
NBC's Chris Sims on his take on the Chiefs so far this season. Looking for more weapons out there. Kadarius Toney, he's going to get hurt sometimes. But they have been able to run the ball, and he's buying in. He's kicking the football right now on the Chiefs' defense. And that's without Nick Bolton last week.
You get Nick Bolton back, and that defense should even stiffen up more. We're starting to really see some nice work from some of the ulterior rushers on the defensive line. Obviously, Chris Jones is still making plays from the interior. But still, we've seen a lot from Karlaftis early this season, and I've really liked what he's been able to do for the Chiefs. And the secondary, not playing too well either for a group that's pretty young with, I believe, 3 sophomore cornerbacks.
Joe Burrow, the 1-3 Bengals, saying we've got a ways to go. Also saying, he aggravated that calf. Everyone talks about the hamstring, and it's like if you injure a calf, it's like, well, that's nothing. That can be a bad injury.
especially for a quarterback when you think how the kinetic chain flows from bottom to top when you start going into your throwing motion. I can get into how a quarterback has to be able to plant and get some power from their legs. They can't just go out there.
What's it called?
Like the kinetic chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you build it up from the ground up. It's how the motion flows through the body and starts at the bottom.
And that's a big muscle too,
up.
man. That's hard. It doesn't heal very fast
The
either.
calf,
So.
and there's a lot of different connections, a lot of easy ways to tweak a calf injury as well.
Kinetic chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
You know where they make the kinetic chain at?
It's just made in the body.
It's in Kinsley.
He doesn't know anything about that.
The kinetic chain.
It's on the way to Dodge and Garden. What are you talking about? I know all about
Stop
Kinsley
by the
now.
kinetic chain factory today or tomorrow when you go into Liberal.
Exactly.
Okay, Major League Baseball. We don't have baseball today because all three were sweeps yesterday. Bryson Stott on KVGB last night, grand slam to right. They ended up taking out the Marlins. Not a surprise there, maybe 7-1. Arizona over the Brewers. That was pretty impressive. You could tell Marte had a single to left field. That scored a couple, and they beat the Brewers 5-2, so they win that series 2-0. Shocker, obviously, the Rangers, who played really good baseball in the first half of the season, kind of stumbled a little bit later in the second half, but they take care of Tampa Bay, and they just rolled yesterday 7-1. And the last game, a game we had here on KVGB yesterday, Minnesota beating Toronto by the score of 2-0. So we will have baseball coming up this weekend, a triple header, 11:30. The ALDS Rangers at Baltimore. 4:30 will bring you the Phillies and Braves. That's going to be an interesting series. I don't think anyone's going to slow the Braves down. They are really, really good. And then Arizona at LA. That'll come your way around 7:30. A doubleheader Sunday, Texas and Baltimore, followed by Minnesota and Houston. So won't have Minnesota Houston Saturday. We'll have them Sunday night. So more baseball coming your way. So there you go. Sounds of the past 24 hours or so. All right. Any big breaking news today?
Not so far. We'll check back again at the end of the program because a lot of times, I don't know why, teams like to break news right around 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's a news cycle area time. That's why we come on right now for the latest breaking news.
There we go. We'll see. Keep the eyes peeled if anything fresh comes up.
Okay, scores from yesterday at Barton women's soccer. They got their fifth shutout of the season, beat Coffeyville 7-0. They're now 8-1-2. Men played a 2-2 draw against Coffeyville out at Cougar Field yesterday. Simone Biles. See, you get into track, I get into gymnastics. I like dominance. So I like Tiger Woods. If I'm going to watch somebody, I want to watch them win. Simone Biles is back. U.S. women won a record 7th consecutive team title at the Gymnastics World Championships. And this was interesting. NCAA Division I Council approving a smaller window during which football and basketball players can enter their names into the transfer portal and retain immediate eligibility for the following season. Transfer windows will decrease from 60 to 45 days. Council also voted to eliminate the caps on how many players Division I football teams can sign in a year. And overall scholarships limits will remain in place. Council recommended changes to penalties related to gambling violations. And the NCAA announced it would advocate for states to provide more protections for college athletes in their gambling laws. So what, more protections so they can gamble?
That's a slippery slope anytime you start allowing athletes to wager on anything. It's real easy for it to become a murky situation.
The NCAA has benefited more than anyone on this. They never policed anything. It was so difficult for them. Now that there's no rules, they're like, this is easy. So they're going to start trying to put more rules back in, and it'll never work. They cannot police themselves.
If somebody would have said we never would have had anyone build and complete the Empire State Building, we never would have had the transatlantic cable.
Probably had some oversight on those things, though, some accountability.
Yeah, that's where the $7,000 hammer comes from, right? Is that
7 years after the trains go down, the guys say, "Hey, you missed some spikes back in Missouri." That's how the NCAA works. We'll punish you now.
Mike Corson. Mike Corson's opinions on this show are not necessarily those of the management of Eagle Communications. And one final thing, because we got the Panthers in here today. Congratulations to the KVGB Martins Racing Yucca Farms 305 sprint car that went to Cameron, Missouri over the weekend and brought home the, at the Missouri Championships.
It's a beautiful Missouri-shaped trophy. It's good work, boys. KVGB's proud of you. Good racing.
KVGB's going nationwide now.
Yes.
We're getting some acclaim. We're gonna have some new listeners. If this is your first time tuning in to Sports Day, welcome. If you saw our race car in Missouri,
we've got, and I felt like Rick Hendrick. I got up in the hauler and got a picture of it. Jake Martins wasn't there. The guy who drives, he's awesome. They've had like 10 wins this year. Now the real Rick Hendrick, Craig Yecka, and the who was his Ray Evernham, was Jeff Gordon's crew chief. I don't know if those guys like him or not, but that Josh Yecka, they were in the photo of me. I had my. Did you like that Rick Hendrick hat?
Yeah. You're pulling all the strings behind the scene. You're the man who puts the tires on.
And our contribution here, KVGB, we're probably like 344th. Yeah,
almost a majority.
We have a small part of something
there is
large.
a chance.
We're like the Packers organization, just a bunch of people own a little bit, and it makes something really special.
Those folks
sometimes.
in Cameron, Missouri, watching that race. Yeah, that KVGB. I listen to Sports Day every day. 12:30 to 1 out there. That Mike Corson's funny. He is something else. There you go. Sounds the past 24 hours. Sports headlines and not one mention of trailer.
That's your fault. You're the host. You were supposed to bring it up.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Great Bend Panther football coming up next here on KVGB.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
Attention high school seniors, the time to think about that next step is right now. Get everything set up in a few hours at Barton Community College's Senior Day on November 8th. At Barton, you can take classes, transfer to a university, or enroll in a technical program. Did we mention we have $6,000 in scholarships up for grabs? Sign up online now through November 1st at seniorday.bartoncccc.edu to attend.
At Next Tech Wireless, it's wireless on your terms. You pick a 36, 24, or 18-month agreement and get a device on us like the iPhone 14 or the new Google Pixel 7. Stuck in a contract with your current provider? Switch now and get up to $1,000 per line. For more details, stop by your nearest Next Tech Wireless location today or call or text our customer care team at 877-621-2600. Next Tech Wireless, home on the range.
If you need physical therapy, consider Advanced Therapy in Great Bend and Progressive Therapy in Larned and Hayes.
We had a lady that was having some severe back and hip pain, and we worked with her for about 6 to 7 weeks, and we were able to actually restore greater than 80% of her mobility, and we were able to keep her from actually needing that surgery for about 4 years.
You don't need to hurt. Physical therapy can help. Call Advanced or Progressive Therapy and Sports Medicine to explore your treatment options and get your life back.
It's Panther football time on Sports Day as we present Great Bend football coach Aaron Beck. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day, also brought to you in part by Eller Automotive Repair, a local mechanic that can help behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source. Equity Bank, more than 40 locations throughout Kansas, including Great Bend, Larned, Maxville, and St. John. Just visit equitybank.com. And the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Panther football time here on Sports Day. Head coach Aaron Beck joining us in studio, back for his second visit. Trent Kern. How you doing, young man?
Doing good.
And in for the first time, great. All right, Aiden Davidson. Aiden, welcome to the KVGB studios today.
Thank you.
Feel free to take anything that doesn't belong to me. So there's other stuff in here, but you can grab that and just take it with you as a memento today, all right?
All right.
Coach Beck, congratulations. 2 shutouts in a row, 28-0 last Friday. Things are clicking.
Yeah, it felt good to go out and get our first WAC win against Dodge City, and these guys just played exceptionally well, especially defensively. You know, like you said, to pitch back-to-back shutouts. They're playing well on that side of the ball, and it really is fed our offense, and that's a good feeling to have when you kind of got 2 units that are playing off of each other, and hopefully that's something we can do this week because we're going to need to.
Got off to a good start thanks to that guy to the left of you there.
Yeah, that was a pretty good tone setter. You know, to start the game on a deferring to the second half. We've kind of have liked that plan here recently, so it worked well to put our defense out there, and we didn't even have to. He makes a great hit on their returner on the opening kickoff. The ball squirts out, we get it. That's quite the tone setter, especially for a WAC game, especially for a game at home in front of our crowd. It really got everybody juiced.
Trent, tell me about that play. Well, let's see. I ran down there really fast, and then I, gave him a slobber knocker, and he dropped the ball. I want something a little bit more deeper than that.
Well, I was just going down my lane, and I thought he was going to cut it outside more. And I seen him cut back right in the middle. I was like, oh, he screwed up. And the dude that blocked me just didn't even touch me. So I just had a free shot on him, and I took it. Everybody ran down their lanes like they were supposed to. Occupied everyone.
Okay, your position on the kickoff, where you at?
Number 5.
Next to the kicker.
Yeah, just a bullet.
We call him Water Boy, so that tells you anything.
Could you feel that? I mean, you're already fired up for the game starts. I mean, does that take you to another level at that point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're always nervous before the game starts, but when he kicks the ball, it just drains. You're ready to go.
Aiden, were you on that? Were you on the sidelines then, or
Yeah, I was on the sideline.
Did you see the hit?
I just expected it.
Okay,
it's Trent. I think we all did.
Okay, so all of a sudden, you guys are out there. You have possession of the ball, and the biggest thing is you finished it. Talk about finishing off that drive, Aiden.
Yeah, just doing my job, and then Cody, Daxton do the rest.
Talk about your job.
Just blocking the guy in front of me.
Is that not? Come on, it's more complicated than that, isn't it?
Blocking the guy in front of me, doing my job every play.
Hesh, did you hear that? Just doing his job, okay? I'm just telling you that.
I'm doing my job.
Coach Aiden's in here for the first time. Talk about his role on this football team, what he means to the Panthers for the junior.
Well, instrumental, honestly. When we got him back, he's coming off an ACL injury, and we gained him. What week was that? Bueller. He was on a little bit of a pitch count versus Bueller. We kind of limited on offensive side of the ball, but to gain him on the offensive line, that's where he played last year for us as a sophomore, has really been nice for us. You kind of felt the gel between those guys up front. I mean, these 2 guys get along really well, and then you throw the other 3 in there. It's just has a little bit of that chemistry that we've been searching for, and he's pretty modest when he says block the guy in front of him, because he really does a great job of him and MJ both getting to second level on our outside zone. That has been the difference, to be able to get hats on those linebackers, to give Cody some lanes. So it has been nice. And then obviously defensively, he does outstanding stuff for us on the defensive line as well. So both these guys play a ton of snaps. To play every snap in the trenches at this level is pretty impressive for these guys.
Did you feel that, Trent? I mean, the band of brothers got another brother back?
Yeah. I mean, when we went to Bueller, you could feel that we didn't have all the team chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But the last 2 games, we've been awesome. All 11 men on defense, running to the ball, everybody helping up Cody when they need to, talking about it in the huddle, or what happened, what went wrong, what we need to fix, not arguing with each other. It's just been different football.
People argue with you?
Well, no, just throughout the team.
Okay, all right, okay. Aiden Davidson also with us here. So when did you injure that knee? I mean,
February.
Wow.
Yeah. So about 7-8 months ago.
Pretty unheard of for a kid his age to come back that soon. I think he was bribing about every orthopedic in the nation trying to get him to write him to release September 1. And Kevin Sapezi did such a great job rehabbing him and getting him ready and putting him through the test to make sure he was able to return. And hesitantly, his orthopedic signed off on it, and we're lucky he's back.
What leg was it? What knee was it?
My left knee.
Okay, so that's such a hard injury to come back from. What was most difficult for you, AJ?
Setting out the first 2 games.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it wasn't that bad, just missing out practices, team camp, and then the 2 games.
I wasn't athletic enough to have knee injuries, okay? So, but what people have said is getting that confidence back where you're not thinking about the past injury or what, if you put weight on. What was that like for you?
I don't worry about it. It's in the back of my head, but in the game, I don't think about it.
How good a shape are you right now? I mean, where are you at there?
I think I can play full game.
So the pitch
it's
count is
getting
over
better.
with?
Yeah, the
Okay.
pitch count's over.
What was the pitch count, Coach?
Well, we just tried not to play him any on offense, and he didn't versus Bueller, and we tried to limit him a little bit on defense, but as that thing went on, we had to have him in there. We were already a little depleted with not having D on that game, so he played a little bit more. To put it in perspective on this young man, I think it was the day before his surgery this winter. What'd you have on your back? 375? He's squatting 375 on a torn ACL. So he's just he's built a little differently than the rest of us.
Well, yeah, he's doing one-legged squats. What's the deal? Come on. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to have you back right now. So, okay, that was a good win just from the standpoint that, you come out, I felt you were better in Dodge City, but that's just a media guy talking. But to go at it and do it decisively, that was good for the team, and that's a statement you wanted to make, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of another step along the way of where this team can go, and we just try to kind of focus on that each week and focus on that each practice, and these guys have done a great job of just living in the moment and knowing that last week was last week, and they took care of business, and now it's on to the big one right in front of us, and this is obviously the biggest one we've had all year.
Liberal 5-0. Liberal back.
They're good. They really are. They have some kids on that offensive side of the ball, and the Kappelman kid and the Martinez kid that obviously a lot of people around the state have recognized the accomplishments they've put out there, the stats they've put out there. Kappelman's a kid we talk about a lot, and we've seen it a lot. There's not a throw on that football field he can't make, and he's got a very strong arm, and he is effective in his run game. When they need something, they look to him, and he's kind of the engine that gets that offense going. And they do a lot of good things. They do some RPO, they do some zone, they do some power, they do. Obviously, they're going to spread it out and try to get Martinez the ball, but offensively, they're big up front, O-line, D-line. So it's going to be a fun challenge.
What do they like to do offensively? I mean, just that people will see and hear on Friday night.
They're 50-50, about dead on. 50-50 run pass. They are 50-50 strong, weak, right, left. So they're a very balanced team, and you can tell they kind of hang their hat on being that type of offense. And they can tempo you when they want to. They can slow you down and run a little 6-minute when they want to. So it's going to be a fun challenge for our defense. I can't wait to watch these guys play.
Coach Kern, we'll let you give us the view from the defense. What are some things you're watching tomorrow night when you take on Liberal?
Well, we're now back to reading the guards, because the guards will give a lot of their tendencies away. Their halfback really doesn't do a lot. Their running back. We can't really get anything off of him, but as long as we read our guards, we'll be fine. And if we stop the pass, we're good.
Aiden, what have you been looking as far as Liberal defensively? Some things that, you come up that line of scrimmage, some things you'll be looking for.
Pass the ball, put pressure on the quarterback.
I like that. Just go get him. So,
yep.
Back, okay, and you're looking at maybe defensive line. What are some things, maybe giveaways, Aiden?
The running back, if he's in front of the quarterback run, or he's going to step up, pass the ball.
Okay. You from linebacker position, you ever notice that a quarterback might just look one way the way the play's going, or what are you kind of checking out early in the game?
Some quarterbacks do that, but with Kappelman, he's got too many options just to look one way. So we'll just have to be able to read it, read his shoulders, read his eyes, just do whatever we can.
Every week's big, but when you have a team on the other side that's 5-0, talk about the juice in practice this week. Can you tell it's?
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah,
I love it. Nothing better than some good competition.
Aiden, these guys come in with a 5-0 record, and just I always ask the guys when they're in here that, you know, we're still a ways away. You don't want to get too fired up yet, but what are you feeling right now going into
Feeling
the game
good.
tomorrow?
I'm feeling good.
How
They're a
excited
good
are
football
you?
team. I'm
Yeah.
excited, but I think we're gonna win.
Trent Corson was talking trash on. I'm just kidding. Don't worry about that. But what are you feeling today?
Same as Aiden. I'm ready to go. They're lucky the game's not right now.
Now, we got a detailed description from Aaron Clark on how you handle a longer road trip, and it was kind of interesting to hear that when Aaron was describing it. But you guys watch film. You kind of do that on the way down. So how do you handle that 3-hour trip?
Well, we usually try to break it up, and we'll do the same thing. We'll kind of stop in South Dodge to kind of get these kids out and stretch their legs, use the restroom, give them a sandwich, that type of thing. But yeah, a lot of them, you know, sleep the first part of it and kind of start waking up as you get closer. I know I do. That's kind of how as you kind of pull into town, it's always the blood starts pumping
Yeah.
the second you hit the city limits. I don't know, and then obviously when you start pulling into the high school, they start feeling the same way. I did hear Aaron talking about the long walk from the weight room at Liberal. They actually have changed that. We get a little closer now.
Really?
Yeah, we actually have a locker room that's off their basketball facility and walk to their visitor side. So that's not quite as daunting as it used to be back when I used to coach Aaron and we had to take that trek.
Just think how effective he would have been without that long walk.
Yeah, especially on a bum knee. That's probably
Yeah,
really,
that
that was probably a long walk on it.
Thoughts about this one tomorrow night? What are you thinking, Coach?
Well, I think these two summed it up well. The juice has been really good in practice. Everybody is feeling pretty good heading into this one. We're gonna have to play well on both sides of the ball. Got to continue to be able to run the football. That's been kind of a staple here the last couple weeks on offense. So that's something we'll try to do. And if these guys play like I know they can, we'll go down there and win.
You know, it's really it's kind of the old cliche thing. It's why we like to announce these games. It's like why these guys work their tails off all year long. It's why you coach for games like this.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you know, sometimes early in the year when you hit a couple, you know, speed bumps, it's nice to still have an opportunity like this that we have a chance right now to knock off the top of the whack, and that's an exciting thing to prep for.
Thanks for coming in today, guys. And I've got a couple questions for these guys. Okay, it's the same question, and you can. Aiden.
Yep.
Do you know where Kinsley's at?
No idea.
Trent.
I have an idea, but I couldn't.
You need to have these guys looking out the window when you're going driving down the highway. Okay.
I'm from Claflin, so yes.
Yeah, okay, go. Hey, very good. Okay, guys, good luck, and man, we'll see you back in here soon. And Aaron, thanks.
Hey, thanks for wearing that shirt. I appreciate it.
Okay, I had to go home to get it, man, but you know it's okay. I didn't want to come in here and have it wrinkled, you know, from getting here too early in the morning. So
these two guys on you.
Okay. Where's Corson at anyway? Hey, Mike. Sports Day is going to continue right after this.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Zach Strite, commercial lender for Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people. I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. At Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Venture Corporation is a homegrown company with almost 50 years of experience in asphalt, paving, and construction, and they need equipment operators, mechanics, and CDL drivers. Venture offers many benefits, including 401k and Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance. Call Leslie for all the details. Work for a family-owned and family-oriented company that is here today and will be here in the future. Venture Corporation, South Highway 281, Great Bend, is an equal opportunity employer.
Barton Community College helped me get a jump start on college with early college opportunities.
With Barton's help, I earned my degree at the same time I graduated from high school. You can take classes on campus, online, and even at your high school with teachers you already know. With tuition rates starting at $50 per credit hour for select Kansas high school audiences and scholarship opportunities, it is easier than ever. Barton Community College helped me get one step closer to my dream, and it can help you too. Learn more at highschool.bartonccc.edu.
This man can teach, coach, broadcast, and even auction off your estate. Sports Day presents one half of the Larned Dynamic Duo broadcast team. The voice of the Indians, Gary Wagner.
Gary Wagner joins us here on Sports Day today.
Take care of your phone, but ask them what time it is on that round clock, and they got no idea.
Well, that's why it's always important to get your kid like a Thomas the Tank Train clock with the face on it and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Okay. Wags, you having fun? 4-1, trying to get to 5-1 tomorrow night.
Man, I don't know that I don't know anybody really would have thought that's the position we'd be in at this point. I realized Cimarron was down a little bit, and Randy called the game for me in my place Friday night, and I sure appreciate that. But they had a good one. The thing I liked most about it was Larned got behind, I think by as many as 9 points, still found a way to come back and win. And that hasn't been necessarily the signature of Larned football in the past several years. Get down and stay down has kind of been the way it's been a lot. And, just to know that those guys hung together and fought their way back to get a really important win, I think that's big. Cimarron had a tough schedule. They've played a really brutal schedule, and to get out of there with a W, I thought was huge.
Okay, and coming up against Southwestern Heights, this is another one that you don't want to get sloppy, and they just need. It's kind of like Great Bend's win over Dodge City last week. You come out and not only win, but you just want to make a statement, be crisp, be clean, not a lot of penalties, and get ready and have a good game going into Hoisington for sure.
Absolutely. You don't want to. You certainly don't want to have a letdown this week, knowing what's coming a week from tomorrow. With a showdown with Hoisington. To see that Hoisington handled Pratt last week. That should tell you all you need to know about Hoisington. I think if Larned played Pratt again this week, I don't know if they beat Pratt, but I think it'd be a little bit better game. Indians still trying to find themselves in that week one for sure, and I think they've kind of settled into a little bit more of what they want to do. They've known that they're not going to have some of the guys they were hoping to count on through the season has, I think, sharpened the focus a little bit. Ty Smith and Luke Fisher just been absolutely just really good, both offense and defense. But they talk about guys that are literally carrying the load. That's what they're doing.
Okay, you mentioned you said that some of the kids they hope to have. Yeah, one of them was Brady Hope. So have they kind of gone really what's the difference in who's filled in for Brady and did they make any changes?
A little bit. in his absence, David Coldglazier played really well the following game, but he also got hurt in that game, and so he's been out. And then Cordell Hammocky has stepped up. He got him a touchdown at Nickerson 2 weeks ago, which was good to see. Kids were happy for him. You know, he hasn't played a lot of running back. I'm not sure he's played any running back. I know he hasn't at the varsity level anyway. And so he's kind of a guy that he's getting his shot. And I think just an opportunity to mix it up. They go with a 3-back set on almost every play. And so, just trying to keep that defense honest. They'll give it to him now and then, so he can follow those two other big guys. But it's just been ground and pound. That's what it's been about.
What have you seen on the development on the offensive and defensive line so far?
Well, it's sure been better. That first game against Pratt, that was the thing we talked about most after that game was our offense and defensive line were the ones going backwards, on every play. And, since then it's been much better. I think special teams is still a concern, been pretty inconsistent so far. Sometimes we'll have kickoffs that go into the end zone. Sometimes we'll have some that go out of bounds, 8 yards down the field. So I think we're looking for a little more consistency there, a little bit better kickoff and punt coverage. Return game's been decent. But those are still some areas I think that we can improve on. But I sure think that the O-line and D-line play has been much better.
Okay, man, 5-1. I don't know if you've done that or not. When's the last time Larned was 5-1?
Yeah, I was trying to think about that before we went on, and I'm not sure. We started a lot of seasons 1-0. We don't need to look far for that. But to then come back and win 4 straight and have a chance to win 5 straight is it's a very good possibility. But you just don't want to look past that game tomorrow night. Southwestern Heights, as you said, they haven't been very good. They weren't very good last year. I think we had a running clock on them last year, which is nice when you're going that far to a football game. But it's not one you want to look past. You want to take care of business and just get better.
Larned community always rallies around their high school teams. I imagine they're doing a lot of rallying right now.
Oh yeah. There's always great support, for the kids, and you got the booster club, and you got people. You always know when you're doing well when people who aren't necessarily related to these kids still come to the game.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's well said, Gary Wagner. So thanks.
Well, I'm a wordsmith.
Okay. Oh, thanks for the storm video the other day. So that was good.
How'd you like that?
It was all right. I'm sure you were glad that you didn't get what they got south of Garfield and down in Lewis. So that was tough.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm glad that thing only lasted about 5 minutes. Much more of that, and I'd still be picking up glass.
All right. Well, that's my next question for Aaron when we come back. So that'll be a good one. Gary, have a good call tomorrow night. Give my best to Buddy, and we'll look forward to your call on Hits 106.9.
Appreciate it. You guys have a good one, too.
Okay. Gary Wagner with us here on Sports Day today. Brought to you in part by American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department, your certified Cenex lubricant dealer in Great Bend, and also by Venture Corporation, reminding you to help a neighbor and shop local when you can. Mike Corson coming up on the prowl right after this here on KVGB.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Smart stays on the road. That's why it's in your engine. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils maintain 80% of their viscosity throughout the drain interval for superior engine performance across extreme temperatures. That horizon looks good with the competition behind you. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor today.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Corson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Well, welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Mike Corson joined today by a studio full of guests. We've got the Panther tennis team, the seniors, and Coach Zach Bartle here. Got Kaylin Wallmeyer, Sam Mayers, and Taylor Lashley. Good to see you guys in the studio. We always talk to Coach on the phone, so good to finally track you guys down. Coach, I'm going to start off with you. You guys just getting off the WAC tournament in Garden City. WAC Coach of the Year, second place finish out there. How does that feel to get some late season accolades?
The second place finish is much more worthy of praise, I would say. It's the best showing we've had in several years. So second place easily, like we had 11 points, and Garden City had 14, I think. So it was a good day. It would have taken about a perfect day to beat Garden City, and we had several unexpected wins, I would say, and we just about pulled out the win there.
Kaylin, you did kind of have the perfect day, 4-0, so you went first place at number 1 singles, WAC Player of the Year. Expect that going out there?
No, not really. I expected more. Just like I knew my toughest competition going in was going to be Garden with the wind, and just the competition of the year. I've played them a couple of times this year at other tournaments, and I knew it was going to be a challenge, but that win was on my side that day. So.
Taylor and Sam, you guys were number 1 doubles, 1 and 3, so I was at 3rd or 4th place, but you guys had done well in Garden City earlier, 4th place finish. What was the difference for the WAC tournament?
Yeah, so WAC was definitely not the outcome that we had hoped for, but Garden a couple weeks ago, I really don't know what the biggest difference was. It was just, I guess our gameplay was probably a little bit better a couple weeks ago, but it was a couple weeks ago, it was still nice to get that big placing, and WAC didn't end up good, but we have regionals on Saturday that we're ready for.
Got Taylor Lashley here. We don't even want to talk about tennis. You guys got to paint the parking stalls this year. You're Taylor. You went Taylor Swift. You set the trend. What do you think about all the hype?
With Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce?
With either one.
Well, obviously Taylor Swift is a bit more well-known than Travis Kelce. Sorry to the Chiefs fans. I am wearing a Saints shirt today. Sorry, guys. And Taylor Swift's cat has more money than Travis Kelce does.
Yeah, thank you.
Money matters, but I'd rather be the cat.
And we know the name of the cat is Olivia Benson, based off of, was it one of the detective shows?
Yeah.
All right, back to tennis. All season long, it seems like more tournaments are doing it this year, every year, skipping the number 1 and number 2 format and kind of going to an open bracket format. Do you guys like that style of play, or what does it mean to you when you go to those tournaments?
I mean, I think, like, it's more helpful. Like, if you're playing number 2s, it gives you more experience to play those number 1s and get more experience. Because, like, my sophomore year, I thought it was really hard, but now I learned that got me where I needed to go.
But also, playing number 1s, you also can't discredit the number 2 players in that sense, because sometimes they'll come out and they'll show you what they got.
And I like it because you're not facing the same people every time. You're going to see a variety of different people there instead of playing the same. Like, we played the same Dodge team probably like 3 or 4 times at the beginning of the year.
How awkward is it? And it seems like every time, whatever team I'm riding up, they end up facing each other. How awkward is that? If you got to go against Paige, or you guys got to go against your other doubles team?
I had to play Paige once. She was pretty, she was not very happy about it because she knew, it was going to be higher competition, but she also played very well. I like helping her out, and I'm prepared for her to come up next year. But I'm just trying to teach her as much as I can before I leave next year.
Going to Salina this weekend for regional action, Class 5A regional. You're all seniors. This could be it. You got to go top 6 to keep going and make it to state. What's it like knowing that, hey, if I don't play well today, I don't get to play high school tennis anymore?
It's pretty sad because tennis is my last high school sport. I mean, I love tennis. I started playing freshman year. And I don't know. It's just really sad to think about it that way.
You say you're going to play some intramurals in college?
Yeah, I hope to. I think I'm going to KU, so then I could play like on the weekends for fun.
We'll talk about some records here, and Coach, you can hop here on seedings and how this works. But Kaylin, you're going to be a 22-11 record. Sam and Taylor at 17-17. Any idea where those seedings will come in, or how does that work Saturday morning when you guys are in there battling it out?
Well, yeah, these girls want me to fight for them, which I will do to the best of my ability, but so much of it comes down to direct wins and indirect wins against the other teams there. And we don't have a ton of those direct wins for sure, so I still need to do some more research to see where we might land. The regional's down a little bit this year. We traded out the Mace and Mace South teams for Hutch and Emporia. I don't know that much about Emporia, but we saw Hutch at McPherson, and they have a really good doubles team, and then I think Paige Stacy beat their number 1 singles player. So I don't know. I think Kaylin could get a top 6 seed, but I have to do a little bit more homework to see where she should be. And these girls, doubles is often a tougher bracket than singles at our regional traditionally for whatever reason. So I think they'll get a higher seed than they've had in the past, but it remains to be seen how well we can get them up there.
And Sam and Taylor, we can talk about that. We had you in last year. You guys had won 3 games as sophomores, bumped it up to about 17 wins last year, thereabout, 17-7 again this year. Feel pretty good that no stepping back this year. What are the expectations going in?
I think it's possible for us to go to state this year, and that this is the most confident I've been going into regionals. Our record definitely doesn't reflect how far we've come this season and how well we've played. We've had some really tough matches, really long games, but I'm excited for Saturday.
Yeah, and I've been writing them up all season, Taylor. I think it is your team specifically that, 17-17, but so many 8-6s, 8-5s, maybe some tie breaks in there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got to do to get over that hump? Or is there anything that you can pinpoint that, is it just a serve break? What is it that those are so close but not quite?
For me, it's definitely just confidence and believing in myself that I can do it. A lot of times on those closer ones, I will start to worry a lot, and then I maybe don't play as well.
One more here. We are officially into the fall season. Friday's going to be like the coldest day we've had in 5 months. High of 66 predicted for Saturday, and you guys are going to be playing in the morning after that big, almost frosty night. Guys like playing in the heat or going to enjoy that cool weather?
I'm definitely going to enjoy the cold. We haven't had a nice, not cold, but a nice day to play tennis. It's been pretty hot, pretty windy, but I think the cold will be a nice change.
Kaylin, any thoughts?
I mean, I like playing in the heat because, it gets your adrenaline pumping, but it'd be nice to see some cold weather just for a change.
Lady Panthers headed to Class 5A regional tennis action in Salina on Saturday. Thanks for joining us. WAC Coach of the Year, Zach Bartle, WAC Player of the Year, Kaylin Wallmeyer, and seniors Sam Mayers and Taylor Lashley. Thanks for joining. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
More sports day after this.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmy's, make it happen.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Steve Webster, Aaron Clark, Mike Hesher. Mike, is he still hiding under his desk?
We have to tell him that Trenton Kern has left the building. He doesn't have to be scared anymore. It's okay.
Thanks to our friend of the show, Jim Mizunas, who is on Mondays here on KVGB on Sports Day. The last time Larned was 5-1 actually would have been coming off a loss, and that would have been in 2013 because that year under A.B. Stokes, the Tribe started 5-0. Then they lost to Hoisington in week 6, 27-9. So then they were 5-1. They lost the following week to a very good Ulysses team, 43-0, and then came back, won their last 2 games of the regular season against Hugoton, 35-14, and Pratt, 27-14. But that was back in the 4-team district. So you know what the reward was for that? They got to play Andale in the first round of the playoffs.
Thinking
the same thing.
Who? You said that was 2013?
2013.
Who was the quarterback that year?
I don't know.
Would
it'd be a good.
It would have been around the time Brady Keith was slinging it around.
Probably.
Yeah, I was going to say current Larned head coach Brady Keith might have been the quarterback for the last Larned team that 5-1.
Yeah, another team. They were playing 3A at that time, and God, they may have been 4A because when they kind of reclassified a few years ago, and that's not that long ago. I mean, that's.
No, not at all.
No, but
it
seems like
10 years. But still within the last 10 years.
2013. That's why teams should have to declare, like teams like Andale, and go to the super class and just declare, and they'll play like
a classification up or something like that. Like you get.
Well, no, and I declare our team is going to try to play for the overall grand state champion, because Andale's how long have they been doing it?
The win streak just still stretches. I'll tell you, that Cheney game just gets a little bit closer every week. We're creeping towards Andale and Cheney. I'm not saying Cheney's going to beat them, but biggest test that Andale will have in a little while at least. A lot of people saying this Cheney team's legit. They've got a lot of talent. I'll be very interested to see. I don't know when that matchup is off the top of my head, but it's got to be coming up. Not that long left in the season.
I actually saw Andale lose a game at home in the playoffs.
Wow, that might be...
It may have been 2007, 2008.
Really dating yourself on that one. I've seen Andale lose.
They lost to Hayden, who came down there and beat him in a very close game.
I do have some Great Bend Panther high school football news. Senior offensive linebacker Matthew Johnson has picked up his first collegiate offer from Southwestern Builders. He's going to be potentially joining the NAIA
But that's just an offer.
Yeah, he is not committed there. Yeah, it's just an offer. He's picked up first offer from there. So
no, he'll go to Tabor. That's where, if he wants to go to the class of the KCAC, he's not going to go to the school that the mound builder is a cat on top of a mound.
It's not. It's got nothing on Tabor. The pride of the NAIA.
Aren't they the Blue Jays? Is that better than a mound builder?
Have you ever seen a blue jay at a bird feeder?
I have not.
Toughest stinking bird around. I'm telling you, they send them grackles to Shane. Talk to you tomorrow on Sports Day.